Yes, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the session. Sorry for the delay.
Good afternoon,
And thank you for waiting. Thank you. Sorry for the delay. I had a Windows update on the system, so it took a while to get completed. To our pro learners, I've sent the invite. Guys, please join. Today we have a topic on regular and irregular verbs. Okay. While we wait for others to join, can someone tell me what is the meaning of a regular verb and what is an irregular verb? Can someone define regular and irregular verbs? Definition, not an example. Anyone? What is a regular verb and what is an irregular verb? Give me a minute, still adding some of our learners. Yes, anyone?
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, good afternoon.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Sir, regular verbs end with D or ED.
Okay.
Whereas irregular verbs don't end like that.
Okay. Yes, they don't follow the regular pattern. That's why they're called irregular verbs. Correct. Absolutely right. There are many examples of regular verbs. Obviously, are more in number, but many examples of irregular verbs as well. We'll look at as many as possible. Okay. Just give me a minute. We'll start the session in a minute. Okay. I think we have students here, so it's fine. Okay. Anjali, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Can you please read the first slide?
A verb is a word used to describe an action, state, or occurrence. English have 4 basic forms: base form, ing form, past tense, and past participle. Work, working, worked, work. Play, playing, played, played. Listen, listening, listened, listened.
Excellent. Thank you. So yes, the verb is nothing but is a word that describes an action, a state, or occurrence. Okay, so even a state of mind, state of occurrence is considered as a verb. Here are the basic forms given in the table. Okay, we know that this is the regular form when we talk about the base form is work, play, listen. Ing form becomes the continuous action, working, playing, listening. Past tense and past participle. Okay, so sometimes this past tense and past participle changes, but in certain cases it does not change. Like here, the past tense and the past participle remain the same for all the 3 words, right? Work, worked.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Play, played, and listen, listen. Okay, so let's look at some more examples. Meera, go ahead, read the next slide.
Yes, sir. A verb can express a physical action to swim, to write, to climb.
Can you start again? Can you start again? Your voice is not very clear. Action is how you pronounce the word. Start again.
A verb can express a physical action to swim, to write, to climb. The doctor wrote the prescription. A mental action.
Action.
To think, to guess, to consider.
To guess.
To guess. To consider. Mary guessed the right number.
The right number. Mary guessed the right number. D is pronounced when the next
consonant, sir.
Sorry, yeah, this is a consonant. So when there is a vowel starting, when there's a vowel sound with the next word, that's when you pronounce that D. Otherwise, the standard pronunciation is the. Okay.
The a state of being, to be, to exist, to appear. Example: it was a joke.
A state of being, example, to be, to exist. Exist is how you pronounce the word. To appear, it was a joke. Okay. Yes, so here we are talking about the verbs, that is physical action, mental action, and state of being, as we just mentioned. Physical action is the most common thing. When you see something in action, you know that the person is performing an action. It's a verb. Mental action, to think, to guess, because it's still action, right? It's still action. When you're thinking, you're guessing, you're considering something, it's still action, although it's mental action. And state of being, to exist, just to exist. Hona, basically, yeah, appear. It was a joke. Here, was is a verb. Why? Because something that happened, something that existed. So ye was can be anything, right? Anything that happened. So that happening is considered as an action. That's why it's a verb. Okay. Now let's look at the regular and irregular forms. Krishna, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Go ahead. Read the next slide.
Regular and irregular verbs. Regular verbs, most verbs are regular verbs. Regular verbs are those whose past tense and past participle are formed by adding ed or an ed to the end of the verb. Here's how past participle of regular verbs is formed. If the verbs ends with a vowel, only d is added. Example: share, shared, has shared; scare, scared, has scared; dare, dared, has dared.
Very good. Thank you. So yes, here the regular and irregular verbs, as rightly mentioned, most verbs are regular verbs and whose past tense and past participle are formed by adding a d or ed. Okay, so share, shared; has shared; scare, scared; has scared; dare, dared; and has dared. Okay. Here now we'll look at in terms of the consonant, etc. We'll look at the other verbs. Karthik, go ahead, read the next slide.
If a regular verb ends with a consonant, ed is added. Example: want, wanted; shout, shouted; kill, killed.
Good. Yes. So if a regular verb ends with a consonant, here T, L, these are consonants. Obviously, you simply add ed, and that gives you the past tense here in this case. Okay. Wanted, shouted, killed. All right. Shubha, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, read the next slide.
English verbs have 5 basic forms. First one, the base form or root. Second one, the third person singular or S form. Third, ing form, present participle. Fourth one, past form. Fifth one, past participle form. This lesson will focus on the present, past, and past participle forms. The root form is usually the assisted from to figure out. It's the infinitive form with to remove. To see, to be, to wear, to
Where?
go,
To where?
to be.
Not where. Where?
Where.
Yes.
Where.
Good. Thank you. So as we discussed that in terms of the regular verbs, the verbs basically have 5 basic forms, right? So these are the forms. We all know about the base form, the third person singular S form. The ing form is the present participle, and the past form and the past participle. We all know the 5 forms. So this lesson will focus on the present, past, and the past participle forms, because obviously we are learning the difference between the regular and irregular verbs. Okay. So the root form is usually the easiest. Yes, to see, to be, to wear, to go, to be. Okay, it's the infinitive form with to removed. Okay, so see, be, wear, go, and be. So basically means that the moment when you remove the infinitive to, that's the base form. The root form is what it's talking about. Some of you just joined. We just started the lesson a while ago, and we are going to speak about, we're going to learn the regular and irregular verbs. I'll do a quick recap. So we all know that a verb is used to describe an action, state, or occurrence. Some examples given here, you can read it. Okay, physical action, we all know, something that involves physical movement. Mental action, which involves movement but mentally, obviously when you're thinking, guessing, considering, still action. And a state of being, something that happened or existed, okay, appeared. So it was a joke, this was refers to something that happened, that's why that is considered an action. Okay, we spoke about how the regular verbs, most of the verbs are regular verbs, and the fact that you add d or ed at the end, you get the past participle. Okay, so here in this case, the three examples: share, shared, scare, scared, dare, dared. Okay,
Sir, I am a bit confused between mental actions and the state of being.
what is the
What
confusion?
um, mental action and state of being difference?
State
I am
state of being is something
sometimes
that happened, something that occurred, something that happened or exists. It is a beautiful city. What is the auxiliary here?
uh, is means in a
Yes,
state of being we use auxiliary verbs, sir.
exactly. Yes, it is a beautiful city means it exists. So be
Okay.
here is used as something that exists. So that's why similarly here it was a joke. This was can be something that happened. That's why it's something that either existed, either happened, or it appears. Okay?
Sir, guessed is also action, no, sir. Guessed. I am
It is
guessing.
action. No? So that, but that's mental action. You're guessing mentally. You are not guessing physically, or there's no physical form to it. So guess and think is what similar. Thinking is when you are pondering on something, when you are thinking about something. Guessing is you're trying to know what is right and wrong, guessing between one or the other option, guessing whether this is right or that is. And when you are considering that, again, considering is as good as thinking. The only difference is thinking can be anything. Considering basically means that you're thinking whether to do it or no. That's why all three are mental actions.
Okay, sir.
All right, thank you. Let's
Okay, sir.
continue. Tarub, please continue with the next slide.
Yes, sir. In,
No, that's done here, this one.
Look at these examples. Last night, I chose what to have for dinner. Today,
Chose.
you chose. Okay, sir. I chose what to have for dinner. Today, you choose the cuisine. Chose is the past simple tense of choose. The pond is starting to freeze. Do you remember what is froze last year?
When it
Freeze
froze
is the
last.
Yes, when it froze last year. Freeze is the simple tense form of the verb. Froze is the past simple tense. He had hidden me key some.
My
He
keys.
had hidden my key somewhere, and I can't find it. Did he tell you where he'd hide it? Hid it? I'm going to tell him not to hide my things. It's not funny. Hide is the present tense, hid is the past simple, and hidden is the past participle form of the verb. Strictly speaking, in English, only two tenses are marked in the verb alone: present as in he sings, and past as in he sang.
Very good. What about the first word, freeze? What is the past participle? Freeze, froze, and
Frozen.
frozen. Very good. Similarly, here, hide, hid, hidden. Okay. So strictly speaking, in English, only two tenses are marked in the verb alone. He sings, past, he sang. Okay. Yeah. So yes, here we are talking about the examples. Okay. Some we're looking at the irregular forms where we don't add the ed form d and ed to make it past and past participle like the regular verbs. Okay, so here we are looking at the irregular words. The two verbs given here are freeze, froze, frozen. Okay, froze past tense, past participle frozen, and obviously hide is the base form, hid is the past tense, and hidden is the past participle. So when you read this sentence, Tarup, when you read this sentence, he has hidden my key somewhere and I can't find it. What tense is this?
Past participle.
Read the sentence.
He has hidden my keys somewhere and I can't find it.
What is
Did
has?
he
Has is present or is past?
Has is present, sir.
And hidden is what?
Present perfect.
Yeah, very good.
But
Present perfect. Yes, this is an. If this sentence was he had hidden and my key somewhere and I couldn't find it, it would have been past perfect. Okay.
yes,
Yes. So this is present perfect. So that's why just an example where we use the past participle form of the verb in the perfect tenses. Why? Because the action happens before another action, and you use uh, when we talk about the perfect tenses, we use the past participle of the verb. Okay, so good. Thank you. Let's continue. Look at some more examples of the irregular verbs. Okay, Pooja, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead. Read the next slide.
Yes, sir. When to use the simple past tense, we use the simple past tense for actions that began and finished in the past. We do not have to say exactly when. The important thing is that it happened and is not happening now. Example, I ate it. When to use the
I
past,
ate it.
sorry, ate, ate
Eat,
it.
ate, eaten. Okay, yeah.
When to use the past participle, the past participle is used with the following tenses. First is present perfect, I have seen it. Second is past perfect, I had seen it. Third is future perfect, I will have seen it. Fourth is third conditional, I would have seen it. Fifth is passive, it was seen.
Well, just make a note of this. This is very important here. So simple past tense obviously is when we use the simple past tense when the action began and finished in the past. We don't know what is the time when exactly it happened. That's why simple past tense, simple present tense, simple future tense are the easiest tenses because it just mentions and something that happened in that particular time frame without exactly telling you when it happened. Okay. So the important thing is that it happened and it's not happening now. That's it. हो गया अब नहीं हो रहा है. उससे ज़्यादा we don't know. So that's why you come across sentences when you read text where you come across sentences where simple past when a particular incident is reported, like in newspapers, articles, etc. You'll come across mixed kind of tenses, but you'll also come across a lot of perfect tenses because it kind of refers to an action that happened before another action in the past. But you'll also see both the simple past and the past perfect. So here, simple past is obviously an action happened, finished in the past, not happening now. We don't know what the time is. Second one talks about using the past participle when you talk about these tenses. Very important. Present perfect tense, we just discussed the sentence, the previous slide about the present perfect tense. The past perfect, again, I gave an example. Future perfect, I will have seen it. ये सेंटेंस जो है I will have seen it, इसका रेफरेंस होना चाहिए कुछ होगा तब I will have seen it. Like for example, by let's say by the time you arrive, I will have seen it, or by the time the next movie comes, I will have seen this one. Okay, so in reference to an action happening in future before another action, right? So that's the future perfect tense. The third conditional, I would have seen it if something happened. Okay, passive, it was seen by whatever he saw the movie was seen by him. Okay, so that's the passive form. So that's when we use the past participle. See, saw, seen. Okay. If anyone thinks, why is this the fifth one passive? See, base form, saw, the past tense, seen, the past participle. So when you change the sentence from the active to passive, he saw the movie was seen by him. Okay. So that's how you use it in the passive forms. Now we'll look at the exercises and then I'll ask you some questions about the irregular verbs. You just need to tell me what are the irregular verbs. Okay, forms rather. Okay. Aryan, can you hear me? Aryan, go ahead, read the next slide. Aryan, you're on mute. I'm unable to hear you. Yeah, go ahead.
I am hungry. I haven't eaten since morning.
I haven't eaten since morning. Since here, सुबह से कुछ खाया नहीं है. So since is correct. Good. Go ahead. Please continue. Aryan. Arrange the words. Start with Thomas.
Yes, sir. Thomas was in New York yesterday.
Thomas was in New York yesterday. Yeah, good. So here there is, it's what tense is this? Aryan, what tense is this?
Sir, past tense.
What past tense? That even.
Sir, simple past.
Very good. Always, whenever I ask about tenses, give me the complete answer. Okay. So good. Well done. Simple past tense. So that's why it's just the base form here. In this case, you just say Thomas was in New York. If there was some sentence like Thomas has been in New York since, that's a different thing. But here clearly it's the simple past tense. Okay. Manju, please continue with the next slide.
Yes, sir. We beaten the home.
Beaten नहीं हो सकता है. Read the sentence again. Read the sentence again.
We beat the home team yesterday.
Yes, that's the correct answer. Any doubt about this?
Sir,
Yes.
the verb should come in the second form, but all three verbs remain in same.
You tell me. Beat, what is the past tense of beat?
Bet.
No, that's bit. वो आप अलग spelling. That's BIT that you are referring to. This is beat. किसी को हराना. So this is beaten. Okay. So this cannot be the third form, right? We beaten doesn't make sense. We had beaten, or we have beaten the home team, or we had beaten the home team yesterday. If it was in the perfect tense, past perfect, it was fine. But here it's what? It's a simple past tense. We beat the home team yesterday.
I agree.
Your voice is breaking, Manju. I cannot hear you clearly. आपकी आवाज कट रही है. Just check the connection.
Sir, but in the first form.
Yes, sorry. Go ahead. आपकी आवाज कट रही है. I'm unable to hear you. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
So beat is the first form. Yes, the base form. Beat is the second form as well, the past tense, and past participle is beaten. So in this case, it cannot be beaten, right? It has to be only beat. We beat the home team yesterday. Simple past tense. Got it?
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Go ahead, read the next one.
Hollywood bid farewell to Michael Jackson.
This is again similar to, is it bid or bidded? Bidded is not the right word. Bid. What is the past participle of bid?
Bid.
My apologies. I am actually stuck on the previous slide, so just give me a minute. What page are you on?
Sir?
Yes.
Bidded.
Bid is the last form of bid, the past participle form. Okay. So here, give me a minute. I'll need to refresh. Just give me a minute. I need to refresh my screen here. I'm stuck on the home team, the page 10. Give me a minute. I'll just quickly refresh. Give me a minute. What page are you all on at the moment, guys? Anyone?
11th page, sir.
Sir, 11th.
11th. Okay, just give me a minute. Maybe. I'm just trying to add a student. Maybe he's got stuck. Just a minute. Yeah. So if your sentence is about bid farewell, what is the meaning of that sentence? First, tell me what is the meaning of that sentence. Hollywood bid farewell, or we bid farewell to someone,
Hollywood
basically.
Hollywood wish farewell to Michael Jackson.
Manju, you'll need to check your connection. Please check your connection. Voice is breaking. It's kind of cracking.
Michael Jackson को
Yes. What is the meaning of the phrase to bid farewell to someone? What is the meaning to bid farewell? Alvida kehna, basically. Okay, it's to bid farewell. So when someone dies, okay, someone's no more, you bid farewell. Basically means a lot of people, a large number of people greeting someone. Bidding farewell means to say a goodbye. A final goodbye is called what is called bid farewell.
Okay, sir.
Farewell, where there is even in colleges, schools, generally there's a farewell party, right? What is the meaning of farewell party? Farewell party basically means, or in offices as well, farewell party is final goodbye. Okay, it's like before someone leaving. Here, obviously, it's about. So the three forms of the word bid are bid, and bade. BADE is the past participle of bid. Okay.
Right, sir. Thank you.
Welcome. Yeah, you can also, in terms of regular usage, you can also use the past participle, the past tense as bade and past participle as bidden. He was bidden a farewell, okay, or something like that. So bidden can be used, but in American English, and generally speaking, we stick to the simple form, which is bid for the past tense as well. So that's why if you look at this particular sentence here, the correct form appears to be bid. Okay, so bid, I'll explain that once again. Give me a minute. I'll need to refresh the screen. I'll need to restart. If anyone gets disconnected, just rejoin. Okay. So yes, in terms of this particular word, bid, we can also use bade as the past tense and bidden as the past participle. However, the largely accepted form is bid, and bade. So in this case, you can use bid as the past form as well. Okay.
Sir, but that bid is different, no? Like we bid in auction.
Which bid are you talking about?
Bid bid.
Yeah. So, but the spelling is the same. The
Yeah.
spelling is the same. That's why I'm clarifying. The spelling is the same. So that bid, bade, and bidden. Okay. So that's why those are the three forms. Here we are talking about saying goodbye to someone. So that's a different bid, and that is a different bid, but the spelling is the same. So that's why I'm clarifying. So don't get confused, because that spelling stays the same, but the meaning changes in this reference and that reference. Okay. I don't know why my system is stuck here. I can hear you guys clearly, but maybe I'll need to just delete the live page. Now tell me, what page are you on, guys?
Sir,
11th.
11th. Okay. Just a minute. I've exited out of the session and relaunch it. Guys, some of you were still trying to join, and I did add you all. So if you can still see the link.
Sir, try to change your network before exiting.
No, my network is fine. It's just that I had a Windows update. So maybe, I didn't restart the system, because we were almost, getting there. So sometimes the Windows update get stuck on 50%, 60%. And
Yes, sir.
yeah, and sometimes it gets completed very quickly. So the best practice is always to restart the system after a Windows update, which I didn't have time for. So maybe because of that, network is not a concern, it's just the Windows update. Sometimes the Windows update plays a bit strange, even after you adding a time. Nowadays, you get multiple Windows update compared to the past when you had Windows 8 or 9. I don't know if you've observed that. The Windows 10, you get regular updates. So the best practice is actually to add a time for the update, but sometimes it happens at odd hours as well, which is kind of strange. Okay, no problem. Actually, there's another way I can do this. We can. Okay. Can you guys see the slide now? Page 11, just select the option. Yeah, Hollywood bid farewell to Michael Jackson. Okay, now I'll try and move to the next one. Just tell me if you're able to see the next slide. Okay. Can you see page 12 now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
go ahead.
sir.
I will ask Ajanta, can you hear me?
Sir,
Go ahead, read the next one.
consortium of dealers bid a word record price.
Very good. Here, this is the bid that he was referring to. This is bidding, matlab boli lagana, right? So here, consortium. What is the meaning of the word consortium? Read the sentence again. Can you read the sentence again?
A consortium of dealers bid a word record price.
What is the meaning of the word consortium?
I don't know the meaning. That is the problem.
No problem. There's no problem. It's fine. What do you understand from the sentence? A group of dealers, right?
Okay.
Group
But
of
now
dealers.
I understood.
Yeah. When you look at the sentence in totality, the complete sentence, you mostly understand the meaning. Okay.
Okay. Now I understood.
It is the problem in some kind of bidding, sir. Some kind of dealers, they form as a group and they try to reduce the price in bidding.
Yeah. Consortium of dealers, basically a group of individuals. They have their separate interests, but it's like the association of several business companies is called a consortium. Okay.
But it's kind of a cheating in some kind
No,
of
it's a legal practice as well. If you enter as one entity and consortium, if you enter as one association, bringing all the companies together, it's allowed. Most businesses, it's allowed. Then of course they share it. But here, what happens is you're able to bid a large, a greater amount compared to what an individual company would do. That's why. So two people having, bringing their resources together always have the option of bidding a higher price compared to an individual business entity. That's why. So that's why the consortiums are formed, to ensure that everyone, gets a share of whatever they are bidding for, and the fact that you can bid a higher number, right? That's why. I think it's fine now. I'm able to see it on the bid and not paid. Okay, so yeah, just to go back to the previous slide here, it was bid, and here you don't say paid. Again, here you'll use bid. This sentence is in what tense?
past tense.
Past. We still use bid, not paid. Okay, good. Thank you. Ajanta, go ahead, read the next one. Page 13, go ahead.
I haven't begun work on this project yet.
Began or begun? I didn't hear you.
I did the wrong answer. The correct answer is begun.
Okay, tell me, Ajanta, what tense is this sentence in?
Begun is past perfect tense.
Have. Talking about the
present.
what tense is this, guys? What tense is this?
Present
Present
perfect.
perfect.
Present perfect, Ajanta. This sentence is in the present perfect tense. Why? Because here have plus the past participle of begin. Begin, began, begun. Past participle is begun. I haven't finished. I haven't begun work on this project yet. Okay, so here the reference is abhi maine shuru nahi kiya hai. Abhi tak, basically. So that's why it's in the present context. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Harmeet, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead. Read the next slide.
I wouldn't have dashed this.
Past tense.
I wouldn't have guessed this.
Guessed this. I wouldn't have guessed this. Wouldn't have in the past. Okay, so I wouldn't have guessed this. Okay. Not, yeah, the fourth one is the correct one. Go ahead, continue. Read the next one.
Your buggy product dash me the promotion. Your buggy product costed me the promotion.
Cost me the promotion. What is the meaning of this sentence?
Your buggy product dash me the cost me the promotion.
What do you? क्या मतलब है इस sentence? Yeah.
I don't know actually buggy, what is the buggy, but
Faulty. Something that is
your
faulty.
buggy product जो है वो मेरे promotion के लिए cost कर सकता है, मतलब कीमत है उसकी.
No, that's not the meaning of the sentence. Anyone, guys, what is the meaning of the sentence?
Sir, it affected me to get the promotion. Means because it resulted to get me the promotion.
What is the meaning of buggy?
Buggy means faulty, I think, sir. Fault product.
Correct. Yes. A bug in a computer means what? In a software bug or a bug in the hardware means what? Something that is an error in a computer program or a system is called a bug. So here the speaker is stating that your buggy product cost me a promotion. Matlab, for example, in a group, okay, let's say you are the manager and you have been assigned a task to create a new software, and you have a group of 5 individuals working under you, and their job is to create that software for you, okay? And you are the manager who is looking for a senior position. Let's say your team worked, okay, and then you presented it to the senior management. It got rejected because it turned out to be a buggy product. There was a fault in the product, in the software. When upon testing, the company realized that there was a fault, there was a bug in the product. So the manager is telling his, his subordinates, his team leader is telling his the guys working under him that your buggy product cost me the promotion. आपके खराब product की वजह से मेरा promotion रुक गया. That's the meaning of the sentence. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you. Vipul, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Vipul, go ahead. Read the next sentence.
An insect crept in my pillow cover.
Very good. Crept here. Crept is correct. Yes, crept under. Niche basically aa gaya. So an insect kind of crept under the pillow cover. Okay. All right. Just a minute.
Sir, pillow means, sir.
Pillow, takia.
Oh, okay, sir. Crept means, sir.
Sorry.
Crawling.
Crept. C-R-E-P-T. Crept.
Yeah, crawl. Yeah, basically move hona or chalkar. Matlab, it basically to move somewhere. Yeah, crawl. जिसे कहते हैं, for example, धीरे-धीरे चलना जिसे कहते हैं, रेंगना जिसे कहते हैं हिंदी में.
Oh, okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah. So to crawl or to pull oneself, that's called to crawl oneself is called to creep. Okay. Good. Right. Just a minute. Okay. Creeped and crept. Okay, the 3 forms. Yes, go ahead. Read the next slide. Vipul, page 17.
Yes, sir. She clothed herself in white yesterday.
मतलब white color के कपड़े पहने basically. Okay, so she clothed herself in white yesterday. Okay, so yes, that's fine. Clothed. Okay, it's correct. The others are incorrect here. She clothed herself or clothed herself is incorrect. The spelling is wrong there. It should be clothed. Okay, clothed here is used in the past form of cloth. Okay.
Sir, clothed or dressed, both are same, sir.
Yes. That's correct. Yes, clothed and dressed are the same. Basically, in the past tense, you can see, you can also use the word clad. Okay, C-L-A-D. That is also one form you can use, clad. So the same sentence, if I were to make the same sentence, I would have used clad. She clad herself in white yesterday. This would have been my sentence. That's a preferred word. Okay. Got it?
Sir, in one class, they discussed like we should only use the word dressed for only girls. Is it correct, sir? For boys, we cannot use dress.
No. I don't know why. What if a guy is playing, a guy is putting on a girl's dress for a particular performance?
Yeah, I mean, for boys, we should use only clothes. For girls, we should use dress. Means they said like that. I think it's not correct, no, sir.
See, I understand why it's said like that is because, you're talking about dress as the image of, a lady's clothing, basically, a girl's clothes, right? But my point is, what if a guy were to wear, for a performance, for a theater or a stage performance, were to wear, like we do have, right? So street performances, theater performances were to wear female clothes, basically. What would you use then in that case? So partially right, but yeah, the reason is because you're talking about, so in this sentence you're right. If you say she dressed herself in white yesterday. Okay.
Yeah, that's why I asked it, sir.
But in this case, if I were to use dressed, I don't need to use herself in this case. To be honest, I can just say she dressed in white yesterday.
Yes.
The herself is here specifically used to indicate that khud kapde pehne, right? Herself, basically to emphasize on the fact that she purposely, dressed herself in white, or she clothed herself in white yesterday. But even
Maybe
if you
she's
remove that pronoun, it's fine. Understood.
Maybe she's a kid, sir.
Yeah, maybe she was not supposed to, but she intentionally did that. So that's also possible.
She's a kid.
Yeah, that's fine. Kid or someone did it on purpose. But yeah, as I mentioned, remember this, okay? You can also, for the cloth, okay? So for the cloth, C-L-O-T-H-E, you can use the present participle as clothing, and clothed and clad, C-L-A-D. Clad is also one of the words you can use, okay? And clothed is also the word, which is fine. Okay. All right, let's continue. Anyone who's yet to? Yeah, Dipali, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, go ahead. Read the next one.
Sir, I have had this dream before. Third one.
Yeah, just to go back on that one, just to clarify, yeah, I have had this dream before. So the base form of the verb in this case is C-L-O-T-H-E, cloth, okay? Cloth, basically, all right? That's the base form, just to clarify if anyone has a doubt, because I saw some incorrect responses on the, yeah. So clothe is the base form of this particular verb, okay? Clothing will be the present participle, okay? And the past tense can be either clothed or clad, okay? Just remember this. This is the base form, and this is the past and the past or the past tense. Clothed, okay? Clothed, okay? All right. Dipali, what is the tense the sentence is in? The next one, the one that you read. I have had this dream before.
Present perfect, sir.
Yeah, very good. Present perfect. Absolutely. Absolutely right. That is correct.
Sir,
Present
that
perfect.
means, sir, मैंने ये सपना पहले भी देखा है.
Yes, that's correct. So this has happened before this. So today's dream has also happened in the past. So that's why the speaker is referring, and it's possible that it might happen again. That's why. Okay.
सर
Go
इसका
ahead.
हिंदी सर एक्सक्यूज मी आई हैव हैड दिस ड्रीम बिफोर मींस मैंने ये सपना पहले भी देखा है
Yes, that's correct.
पहले से
That's-
ही देखा है या
पहले
पहले
से
भी
ही नहीं, पहले भी देखा है.
ओके थैंक यू
Welcome. Go ahead. Please continue, Dipali.
The raiders, the guard dog to keep it. The second one, the raiders fed the
Raiders.
guard dog. Raiders fed the guard dog to keep it quiet.
Yeah. So raiders, basically, raider is someone who is an attacker, a robber or a thief. Okay. जो आक्रमण करता है basically. So a raider, the raiders fed, खाना खिलाया basically the guard dog. The guard dog here is the dog who guards basically a particular place, like in in India, bigger houses, bungalows, etc. They have to have. It's very important to have a dog. Otherwise, it's the burglary is very common. One of the most common crimes committed in India is burglaries, right? So this is the meaning here. The meaning is के attack करने से पहले या चोरी करने से पहले जो कुत्ता है उसे खिला दिया ताकि वो शांत रहे. So the raiders fed the guard dog to keep it quiet. Okay, good. Deepika, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, read the next one.
For dead. For bed.
पूरा sentence पढ़िए.
They forbade me from leaving Russia.
Russia. So they forbade me from leaving Russia. So forbid is the base form of the verb. Forbid basically means to refuse to allow something. So, रोकना, किसी को रोकना. Okay, so that's the meaning of the word forbid. Here, forbade, the past tense. Okay, forbidden will be the past participle. Okay, so forbid, forbade, and forbidden. These are the three forms here. They forbade me from leaving Russia. मुझे रशिया से निकलने से रोक लिया. Okay, it's the sentence. Go ahead, Deepika, read the next one.
Run. She had run a mile by the time I reached.
Clearly पढ़िए sentence को और जोर से पढ़िए.
Yes, sir. She had run a mile by the time I reached.
By the time I reached, very good. So she had run, मतलब एक माइल, एक मील already वो भाग चुकी थी जब तक मैं पहुंचा वहां पर. Okay, so she had run a mile by the time I reached. Good. Let's go back to Meera. Go ahead, read the next one. Meera, you're on mute. Go ahead, read the next one. Okay, Karthik, go ahead, read the next one.
Sir, a strong wind woke me up.
Just a minute, Meera, you can read the next one. Yeah, Karthik, go ahead, complete this one.
A strong wind woke me up.
Yeah, so wake, woke, woken, right? Go ahead, Meera, read the next one.
Have you the flu caught?
Have you caught the flu? Have you caught the flu? क्या आपको बीमारी हुई है? Okay. Krishna, go ahead, read the next one.
How many pieces have you cut?
Very good. It's not cutted. Okay, here it should be cut. Good, very good. Shubha, go ahead, read the next one.
Fourth one, sir. Have you ever gone on vacation alone?
Have you ever gone on vacation alone? Okay, yes. Go, went, gone.
The words should be been, no, sir.
Sorry?
So, but the correct word should be been, I think. Gone
No,
means
not-
only one way.
No, not necessary. That's fine. This is grammatically correct. वो कहने का मतलब है क्या आप वेकेशन पर कभी गए हैं? Basically means have you ever taken a vacation alone? So maybe the speaker knows that the guy has gone with groups, with family, with friends. Have you ever gone? So here the emphasis is not on been. It's on the fact that have you ever had the courage to go alone, or have you ever had the opportunity to go alone on a vacation? That's the meaning.
Sir, in Google, I read that gone means only one way. Been means going and coming back.
That's what I'm saying. This is the speaker's intention is not about being on a vacation. The speaker's intention is to know whether you've mustered the courage to go alone on a vacation, whether you've had the opportunity to go on a vacation alone. That's the meaning of the sentence. It's not about being on a vacation.